Alrighty, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the NP Show. I got it right this time. Today we're just kind of taking the plastics off of his bike, and we'll be talking. So today's topic is going to be what is your thoughts on the difference between viewing adulthood as a teenager compared to how you view adulthood as an adult?
Pretty good topic, though.
Yeah. So what do you think? How'd you view adulthood as a teenager?
As a teenager, I always thought it was kind of horrible. Kind of pay bills, and freedom a little bit, but now as an adult, just more freedom and do pretty much whatever you want.
Okay. See, and that's where I differentiate, because I thought the opposite. I was like, well, you can do whatever you want, when you want, and how you want as an adult. And then now, because we always did that kind of stuff back in the day. We always did whatever we wanted outside of school work and whatnot. We didn't have very much to worry about besides what we were going to do after school.
Yeah.
I mean, all we really did back then was, hang out, do a lot, do whatever we wanted. Didn't have to pay no bills back then.
Yeah.
Didn't have to do very much
No.
until now, as now compared to adults, where we pay bills, we work as hard as we can to get money that we use to pay towards bills.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta have some at least more freedom from your parents, growing up.
Yeah, I suppose. That is true.
Don't tell everybody where you're at, what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose you do have that different kind of freedom where you're like, well, at least you don't have to check in with your parents every night now. You just go do what you want, as long as you're not getting in trouble,
Yeah. Can't hang out with this person or that person.
Yeah, you hang out with whoever you choose to hang out with.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I suppose it kind of differentiates, but we always had that different kind of freedom back then, where it was like we had a different sort of freedom, because it was like, we got to do what we wanted outside of school as long as our parents were okay with it, but we did what we wanted. You always have those high school teenage relationships where you don't really know what you're doing, but then you do it, you figure it out.
Yeah.
But then nowadays, it's all about making money, keeping your bills paid, and doing all sorts of other stuff, because you try to keep yourself busy nowadays. I feel like even you work as hard as you can just to pay your bills, and then if you're lucky to have spending money, then you can do whatever you want. I suppose nowadays we have more stuff we could technically have fun with. Like obviously once you turn of age, you can go to casinos, you can go to bars, which anymore, is that really even fun sometimes? I feel like
No.
going to bars and drinking.
Sometimes. It's pretty good when you're 21.
Yeah, when you turn 21 it's alright, but then after that it's just like, oh dear, not again.
What a mess.
Yeah, you wake up the next morning just regretting everything.
Especially your wallet.
Yeah, your wallet seems like anymore as an adult, your wallet pays for anything. Pays the price more than anything else does, really.
Yep.
Was besides your health, but
It got slimmer, though.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's the thing that everybody could really relate to sometimes, is where you can do what you want now. It's just different because now we just can't really do. You do as far as your wallet will take you. I feel like would be a good way to say it. Your wallet will allow you to have fun and have freedom as long as you keep money in your account and money in your wallet.
And when you're a teenager, it's just like, how much soda can I get?
Yeah.
How much candy can I get?
Yeah, how much soda and candy can I buy with my weekly allowance that my parents give me?
We're doing chores, yeah.
Yeah, chores. How much money? Hey mom, can I borrow $5 to go up to Quick Star or go up to Quick Spot get some cans of energy that I'm not supposed to have
Yeah.
without them knowing. But hey, I just know that you got a pot. That's all I got. But I don't know. It seems like it's a different world, but in reality, it's like I said, it's all about life is always about what you can make it and what you want to do. You know, really. Or sometimes, as long as you play it the smart way, and you don't fall into the trap of, oh well, you know, if you pay us this amount of money, you can go do this and whatnot. If you know what I mean. Like, the internet is a really bad thing in that regards because you can get anything on the internet as long as you pay somebody money or pay like a business a certain subscription or something like Amazon. You know, if you buy enough stuff on Amazon, then yeah, it's worth it to have stuff like Amazon Prime where you can get it the next day. But at the same time, if you don't order enough stuff on there, then it really gets to just be like, well, why am I paying like $16 a month? $16 a month to pay for Amazon Prime to be able to have next day shipping when I haven't bought anything in the last like 3 months because I don't have money.
Yeah.
So, I think one of the big things too is that your views go from how much fun can I have with my friends to how much money can I make to have fun myself and keep myself, you know, going. I think it differentiates because it's like, well, first, you know, I make all this money. You know, I go out and have fun as a kid. You know, do what you want. And then it changes, the dynamic changes to, oh, well, I don't have enough money, so I can't go do anything. Like, as an adult, I feel like your life now becomes so centered on getting money and working, where they almost just kind of drone us through the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah. That's just to me sometimes that it seems like. Or you can even go into the next, you know, the next part too, where it's like us nerds or gamers is what you call it, is like, well, we think that once we get money as an adult, then we can go play whatever games you want. But to some of us, it's like, well, I want to make as much, you know, money to have that kind of freedom where I can buy games that I want, but you buy games and then you don't have time to play. This is the issue that I always run into. Like,
Oh yeah.
I want to buy the next new game. Oh wait, well, when am I going to actually have time to play it? Almost never. Because it's like, it's a changing world. It always is a changing dynamic. Because nowadays, even for like our age, like when we're 23, you know, we're 23, you're almost 24,
Yeah.
where we're just about surviving sometimes. I feel like just getting to the next day and getting to the next paycheck, if you will. Because it's like, sometimes it really gets difficult for us young guys, you know, young people and young adults, where we're trying to make it, but those that are older than us, you know, they've already made their money, they've already done, but then they take up that same job. Well, I can't even say that, but it's just like, you know, you really kind of depends sometimes, and it also depends on your different situation and what you do. Because if you can really set your life up to the point where you're good, I mean, yeah, go for it. Do what you want. It don't matter. I'm kind of hiding behind the chair right now, but if you guys also didn't know, we're kind of working on right now we're working on taking the plastics off of this here because I'm trying to sell this bike here at the end of the month. Hopefully, because I'll be getting new plastics for it. Hopefully soon, because it's got a little cosmetic damage on the other side here. You can't see it, but yeah. So just kind of getting ourselves into a different kind of element that we're used to, because we're used to working on something, working on usually working on cars. So this is a little different for us, but it's still the same thing. I feel like.
Oh yeah.
And even sometimes you don't even get these kind of luxuries where it's like I work hard to try and get this, but obviously sometimes you work so hard that you don't have time to pay. You don't have time to even drive them, so it's like if I can utilize myself and utilize making more money, I can eventually get what I want and have freedom to do it. You know? There's push pins right there. You got all your whole life ahead of you. You got your whole life ahead of you, this and that. But how do I have my whole life ahead of me when I don't have money to do anything? Life's all about making what you can out of it and still keep going. Because realistically, sometimes you can't let anybody tell you what you can and can't do. You got to do it for your own, you know.
Oh yeah.
Figure it out yourself. I mean, obviously you can ask for advice through people, but realistically, who's gonna do it except for you? They can tell you what they did, but hopefully eventually soon maybe you'll see videos of us working on a vehicle, because I want to get a project car to work on too. So that'll be nice. Oh, all right, that came free finally. This comes up from the last video too. You could realistically do anything you want, as long as you put your mind to it. Because I'm just sitting here going, figuring this out as we go. I think we both are, honestly. I need side cutters. Yeah, cool. And now that we know how you feel about in childhood, how do you feel about seeing adulthood? And you can also go to the big question: how do you do teenager? How do you reflect on your teenage life compared to being an adult?
I could have saved more being a teenager, but I didn't.
Yeah.
That's how I do it,
Okay.
Definitely a lot more responsibilities as an adult than a teenager.
Oh, 100%.
I don't know, there's just a few little things like work more, work harder more.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I get that. And honestly, too, yeah, you really kind of think of it as like, man, I probably could have done more to give myself more opportunities. But
oh yeah.
when you're a kid, you really don't worry about saving. And honestly, you're like, well, when your parents tell you to save up as much as you can now, you really don't pay attention to that, because it's like, well, I want to have fun, I don't care. And then when you look at it when you're an adult, and it's like, man, maybe I probably should have listened. Because you can really take that into effect sometimes, where it's like, man, maybe they actually did care about did care about my future more than just hassling me sometimes,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's most of the thing, is that they actually did care about did care about your future, because, I mean, they're your parents, for God's sakes, but sometimes don't take them for granted. Because, I mean, some people don't have both of their parents. Some people, lose their parents early. Some people, have a hard childhood more than others. If you knew the knowledge you did today, would you go back and change anything?
Studied more
Yeah.
in high school. That's what I would do.
Okay.
Would have my homework done.
Study more for setting yourself up for better knowledge, and
Oh yeah.
who knows, maybe have even decided to go to college.
Yeah.
You know, instead they should teach us more of like the life skills that we're gonna need for those of us that didn't go to college. Because you know, realistically, if I'm not choosing to go to college, why do I need to know how to figure out all this advanced calculated math? You know, because sometimes anymore you don't use some of it, but some of it you do, which that stuff's good to know. But the more like advanced stuff, sometimes you don't even. I can't even recall the last time that I even used it outside high school.
Taxes.
Yeah. Yeah, taxes, I suppose. But then again, at the same time, that's where they make it easier because they're like, well, here, you can, again, with the money thing, you can pay people a certain amount of money to do your taxes for you. Or sometimes you can do it for free too. And there are those places as well that do it for free. But more or less, it's just like, do you feel like even the cards you were dealt, you feel like you maximized your opportunities?
I would say I could do a little more, but I think I'm sitting pretty good where I'm at.
Okay.
What about you?
You know, I've gone back and forth on whether or not I feel like I've got good right now. Definitely some stuff that I could have seen. You know, I could have done better, like you said. But I feel like maybe sometimes I wonder if I could be capable of doing more, and sometimes not.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm trying to do the best I can, but other times I kind of not to blame the world for everything that's happened, but when I get when I get somewhere in life and then come to find out, something else happens and I have to start back from square one, it really just kind of puts a damper on things. Like, really? Kind of like, yeah, that's the bottom one. Kind of like,
You got a small one?
yeah, here you go. There should be another one over there too that's the same size.
I know I lost it.
What did you? Yeah. See? You're already losing my tool.
This one's gonna be a good luck one.
Yeah.
It's rounded off. Pretty bad.
Oh, the bottom. Anyway,
Probably.
probably. But anyway, as I was saying, kind of like in my time as an adult, I've paid off what? How many trucks have I had already?
3?
1,
3?
2, 3. No wait, the Ford. This is my third one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've already paid off two truck loans. One of them, the first one, was kind of my fault because I decided to be a genius and buy a Ford F-150. Not a smart idea. I mean, they're okay, but yeah, not smart. So that one crapped out on me. It's okay. We'll go to the next car. My next truck, man, that truck was really good. I loved that truck, but as soon as I paid it off, it ended up getting totaled because the brake stopped working. So there we go to the next one. Now I'm on to this one, which, in my opinion, new trucks aren't my thing. Compared to the I don't like the fact that I have a $10,000 battery sitting in the back of the truck.
Come on, it's such a blast.
Yeah, it's so fun having a $10,000 battery sitting back there that could blow at any, that could go bad at any point. Oh, that's a smaller one. So that's that one. Yeah, so that's not fun. So I think I'd like to stick to older ones, but you do what you can. All right, we're making progress. It's a good thing the next plastics come with
Screws?
Yeah,
Really?
I'm I'm gonna get new ones.
Sweet.
But yeah, I think if I could go back and tell myself one thing, it's don't take life for granted. Don't take your parents and your family for granted, because sometimes they make a world of difference in your sport group. Sometimes they don't, but sometimes they do.
Oh yeah.
Or in other cases, they're a learning experience on what not to do in certain aspects.
For some people.
Yeah, for some people, it could be a difference of like what not to do, what you can take it as, and what your opinion is on it. So yeah, so that's gonna be the end of this one. The next video is gonna be done Sunday. Hopefully you'll start seeing the videos come out on Spotify. Yeah. Looks like in case you're wondering, this is kind of the update progress that we made already. I got this plastic off. I got the underneath plastic off. Cover up here. I'm gonna be trying to get more done on it. I'll post up a video on what it looked like now compared to then. This is down to, so then this is a 2021 model, so yeah. So this is kind of just for reference. Here's the parts I've gotten off already. This is what it looks like now, and I'll do an update on what it looks like later. So yeah. So without further ado, anything else to add?
Nothing really.
All right.
Not a problem.
Not a problem. So without further ado, we will see y'all in the next one. Deuces.
We'll be right back.